moist, expansive. Here is dry, cold, and contracted. Okay, there's an alchemy. Now here can cause you to concentrate, but it's also very tight. You know what I'm saying? So is will expansive or contracted?
Expensive.
Will. Yeah, I think it could be expansive. Yeah. You see, but then domination is contracted. I'm going to dominate this.
So what's focus?
Huh?
What's focus?
Focus is yeah, it's expansive.
It's going somewhere.
It's expanding into something.
Okay.
You know, so
But in a certain way.
yeah, in a certain way.
So
Focus
in that case,
and
it's contracted.
but when you add the emotion of domination with it or fear, like I've got to get this done, you know, and then you're trying to focus on, you know, that's a different kind of thing.
Right.
The main thing is if you can just live in a state of expansion, warm, moist expansiveness, then this life becomes less full of struggle. Struggle is rough.
What do you do with that disappointment? You're living in the warm, moist expansion, and then
Yeah, I hate that, don't you? Yeah, you know, you're just having a really wonderful time. You're dancing in ecstasy. Oh yeah, and then you know some bad shit happens or something. Yeah, that's
Thank
like you know. Yeah, joy at sudden disappointment. That's what it means to be a Sufi.
Well, back to that. There it is.
It's like, is that not the kiss of God?
Yeah.
You know, I think it is. You have to be suspicious, you know. Now, you know, is it simply the human condition, simply trying to avoid pain and trying to procreate pleasure? You know, and I think that's where a lot of people are very, you know,
It's the bodies. It's the
the
bodies.
path of the Sufi is about beingness and thriving and not about subsistence and subsisting and survivalism and struggle, you know. So ease, you know, that's another thing. It's like presence, ease as presence, you know, like there's a great Sufi practice that's very good for presence. It's one of the most beautiful words in it's called sabur. Sabr. What does it mean? Sober. No, it doesn't mean sober exactly, but there is a kind of relationship. Effortless patience. Effortless patience. Effortless abiding. I do that practice, I think, a little bit every day. Ya Sabur. It's the last of the 99 names. You always wonder, like, Allah is the first, you know, the Rahman is the first, and then Sab. You know, Sab, yes. And then, you know, why do you think they put it at the last?
Yeah.
Because it's the hardest.
Best to remember, maybe.
The most advanced practice?
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, you can't say that, really, but Sabr, Ya Sabur. Yeah, Ya Sabur.
Does it
Well-
combine all the others?
Ya Sabur. I think it's a practice of extraordinary presence, Sabur is. How many people here are old enough to read Stranger in a Strange Land by Heinlein? He had to say, so there was this Martian kid. It wasn't really Martian, but he was raised by Martians, and you know, it was a science fiction book. But the word grok came out of that book. Grok, yeah. I don't know if I grok this or I grok that, or you know, the grok is like a super understanding or something. But they had a phrase they used over and over again. This is why I was young when I was reading all this stuff. Waiting is. Waiting is. Waiting is. So Ya Sabur is like waiting is. You know. Ya Sabur is an extremely good way to stay present. So we should try it just a little bit. You know, it's not like the high kind of present thing, but it's more a slow rhythm. Okay, so mastery of rhythm is really helpful. You know, so you do Ya Sabur, and then you take a breath. Ya Sabur. Inhale. Exhale. Ya Sabur. 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 It's a peaceful practice. It's a good practice. It's a good practice for presence. It's a good practice for everything. So if you notice something, it's kind of relaxing. Uh, But what's interesting is most of the time when we're saying we're waiting, we're in a state of fear. Like when's it gonna happen? When's it gonna anticipation? It's kind of a state of fear. It's like, I wanted it now, and, you know. Now sometimes it's like, I need to pee or something like that, So it's like, you can't wait till you get to the new place or something like that. But I'm just saying, think about this practice as something that will give you an ability to be in infinity and be in a place of non-contraction. Did you find it warm, moist, expansive, or dry, cold, contracting? Pretty expensive. I find this practice the one that kind of connects you to the infinite now. Really good. Another one is the rise and fall of the breath, okay? So like at the top of the breathing, so it's like, at the inhalation and exhalation, Mershid Sam and many people in our, taught this sort of connect with the infinite at the top of the breath and the bottom of the breath when you're inhaling and exhaling. So that's another one to do that's valuable. So let's just do that 11 times. Just inhale, Touch infinity, exhale. Touch infinity. Just Amen. So there's anything that can get you into that sort of state of not being in the stinking thinking is something that you have to master as a mystic. You just have to get to the place where the internal dialogue isn't eating you alive, and that gets rid of about 90% of your fear. You know? The big thing is what can keep you in a state of, like warm, moist, expansive. So in terms of mental states, what would be one? Curiosity. Oh, look at that. Oh, wow. Yeah. Oh, my God. Listen to this music. Listen to this. Oh, listen to this poetry. Oh, my God. Yeah. Let's check that out. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's like, so if you're in a state of curiosity, that is in a state of expansion. So that's a way to use your mental energy. So like, for instance, like you're worried about the planet Earth, so you're also curious about all the ways that we're destroying the world, But I bet you you're also specifically curious and interested in the way that we're trying to save our asses, right?
Yeah.
And maybe doing a bad job of it, but nonetheless, you're still interested in that.
Yeah.
So as long as you're searching for an answer, and I think it's up to all of us. We have to figure this out. We're like jacking things up royally here. Don't need prophets of doom to warn us on that shit,
Yeah.
And idiots running the government and thing like that. We can go on about that, but we don't want to fall into a state of rabbit hole. But I would say that your worries and your fears are legitimate, but that state of contraction shuts off the power of creative, intuitive inspiration, so then you can do something about it, to some degree. Even if you just, connect with the heart of the earth and say, I'm with you, I'm standing with the earth, People have worked tirelessly their whole lives trying to save this planet, and the species that is running it and other things, and we have our work cut out for us. There's no doubt about that. So those are just a couple of practices that might foster the sense of being present, but then when we did the hi, and I said like maybe kind of try to feel through the heart, and do it like later on we do that heart thing. Did you feel like you were seeing with your heart or not? So I never know how people, did anybody feel like that was a reality for them? A few people, yeah. Yeah. Well, I think that's like, whenever like you did the singing and we did the singing and then we sing with our heart, like it's like if you're painting a picture of a deity and you want to imbibe that deity with all the specialness of it, like if you're making the best Santa Claus poster there ever was, or the best picture of Kuan Yin, or, like that Tonka painting, they do that for years, and they get, or in the Muslim tradition, if you're doing one of those beautiful names of Allah in calligraphy, and it's just, you're trying to do it as best as any human could possibly do it so that it would somehow communicate the tiniest bit of the incredible beauty and presence of the divine through that quality. You know, what's that?
Yeah, I wanted to add something to my dying and all.
Oh yeah, add something to your dying. This is good.
No, one more point. After I died, I started singing all day long.
Singing all day long?
Yes. Someone would have to mention love. I'd say, I give her all my love. You know, sing the whole song, you know. Then I'll hear another word, you know. And it made me go right to a song.
Yeah,
Really.
there you go.
I'm here and ask David to help me learn to sing. He says, just sing. Anyway, it's funny you mentioned it because
Right.
it happened to me.
So, if you were going to create the most perfect emanation of your selfhood, what kind of powers would you give it? Well, one thing is we would want wisdom, I think. We'd want wisdom, you know.
Compassion.
Compassion, yeah, that's a good one. Kindness, you know.
You want to be able to sleep through the love, you know.
Yeah, you want to be able to what?
Sleep better.
Yeah, oh, rest, okay, peace, for you, peace.
Empathy.
Empathy, yeah, caring about how others feel, you know, like, yeah. Right. Humor? Okay, God laughing, yeah, okay, sure, why not, yeah. You'll be the laughing Buddha. Yeah, that's good, yeah. No, that's good. Put a little laughing Buddha in there. You know that story about how that started or not? You know? Okay. Well, I don't know. There's like 10 pictures, you know, they have a Zen pictures, and I probably won't get it right, but the first one starts out as we're in the woods, you know? And then the second one is you start out and you're in the woods, but you can see out of the woods, you know? And then the third one is you go out of the woods, but then you get scared because a bull runs and pushes you back in the woods. So you climb a tree, you know. And then finally you get out there and you make friends with the bull, and then you ride the bull, and then you ride the bull into town, and then in the town you laugh and laugh until everybody throws you out. Something like that. That's a quick version. It's a journey of enlightenment. Laughter, of course, is pretty expansive. Take it till you make it. Let's laugh for just, come on. Oh my God. That's pretty good. Yeah, I like that. It's laughable. I had a friend, and his Zen training is they start out laughing every morning. That was it. Yeah. First thing, wake up and start laughing. That's it. Yeah. Kind of cool. So laughing is another way, you know, another thing. I mean, there's lots of tools, but just about how would you like to really be in this life? What kind of magic would you let yourself want to be if you could be magical? What is, you know, are we displaying ourselves cheaply? Now, I do think that, you know, the nobility of the soul creeps through. You know, some of us have done remarkable things in our life, and sometimes, you know, the kind things that you've done, the beautiful things that you've done, the things that you've created, you know, the buildings you've built, the students you've taught, you know, the things that you've said. Do we know our soul, really? What's there? What's, you know, look under in the black box and look at, you know. Oh, my soul, see through these eyes now. Look out upon this world that you have created. Be in me now. Look out through these eyes, hear through these ears. Oh, my soul, be in me now. So, you know, the soul's there whether we feel it or not. Yeah. They keep trying to convince us that we're tubes or something, you know. Consciousness is some contrived event. But the nature of the mind is to try to deconstruct everything, you know. And then what you get is there's some skin cells and there's some heart cells and there's some, you know, it's like just because you take things into pieces doesn't mean you understand. The parts don't necessarily lead to an understanding of the whole. So what can you do to emanate the full soul presence through your eyes, through your heart, through your actions, through the painting that you're painting now, through being the artist in your life, the art of being? I think that Inayat Khan wrote quite a bit about, the development of the personality and the character and the nature of trying to create a kind of emanation of ourself, to utilize the power of the soul to transform the lives of others, to make God a reality. So, I think about, Pinocchio is wooden, he wanted to be real, make me a real boy, You are real, but if you make yourself real, God will also make you the truth. So what do I mean by that? How do you make yourself real? There's a
Don't
truth
be
to that.
afraid.
Huh?
Don't be afraid.
Yeah, fear is the real
Feed into
thing.
the fear.
We live in fucking fear. Pardon my French, I hope there's no children around here. Yeah.
Story I'd like to share very quickly. Can everybody hear me?
Yeah, but you can stand up and
Yeah, okay. This week, I took care of a fledgling. It's a long story, but I was taking care of this fledgling. And the first few days, baby birds, they're waiting for something to eat. But after just a couple of days, this bird got it that, these fingers coming toward him were going to have food on them. And he started making this wonderful, wonderful sound. It was like the way a cat purrs. It wasn't coming from his throat. It was coming from like all the way deep inside this little bird, this chirruping as the food was coming. And then after he'd had enough, he would just close his eyes.
Oh, wow.
And he was like, okay. And I learned such an important lesson from that bird. His fear was gone, and when the fear was gone, all this bubbly stuff came up from deep within him, and when he was done, he just rested. Wanted to share that because I thought it had a lot to do with what you were talking about.
thank you for that story, yes. Okay.
Back to my heart attack. Sorry, everyone. But there's one other thing. I meet people and I tell them jokes, make them laugh.
Right, you like to joke.
Because I discovered a long time ago there's two little dogs. And if I stand in the line, the line for the buying food, I do look into my audience and I tell it really nice. I can tell this joke in the church. There's nothing very really nice. And it makes them laugh, and then I feel alive for that.
Right, yeah.
So that all happened after I opened my eyes after the heart attack.
So we should stand up. We'll do more tomorrow. Just laying out. Basically, chosen self. Chosen self. What chosen self? What chosen deity? What kind of deity? What kind of presence do you want to bring to this existence? Okay. Hi. 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 tomorrow the secrets of Akhlaq Allah, the Hanafi Rasul, how to take it with you when you die. Other
Easy
things.
enough.
Be present. So this is Ferdowsi, Sheikh Ferdowsi Wyrick, and thank you all for being here. Appreciate that. And okay.
Thank you.